I took a short on Aussie dollar on Monday, the 30th of October, because price came into a higher time frame POI for me. So price came into this order block on the monthly time frames, order blocks consequent encroachment. I tapped into it. We also came into these equal highs on the weekly time frame, and last month held. Going into this month, I'm bullish with this strong bullish candle. Going into the week, I'm bullish with this strong bullish candle. Therefore, Monday price coming into an area of resistance with a pattern on the lower time frame for me was a good reason to go short for a very short term counter trade. So on the monthly time frame, right, we closed above these highs last month, tapped into that order blocks consequent encroachment, whereas on the weekly time frame we didn't close above these highs, came into this gap, and on the daily time frame we didn't close above those highs again. Like before, I took the trade on Monday, which is here. So yeah, we came into these highs. There's no fair value gap for me over here. Came into these highs, failed to close above multiple times. So came into it last week, put in this engulfing candle, a sign that there's a lot of sell orders right there pushing price lower. Failed, continued higher, and then now pushed up again and failed to close above this high, and then tapped into the extreme of this buy side liquidity, which is for me is that monthly time frame order blocks consequent encroachment. And on Monday morning, as price approached that level, it provided a channel. So right around, so we came up, took out this high one more time, which is even better for me. We've got this channel, RSI is diverging, took out this high, which is a perfect sign, and then price started to display slower on the 15-minute time frame. We got a market structure shift right there, which also left a fair value gap and also a breaker. So this is even better entry, and then I placed my entry at a 618 pullback, right around, let's see if on the list there's 618 pullback. I had my stops quite high, and then I took my targets off at the fair value gap on the 5-minute time frame around these lows. So price plays out, comes down, takes out the low, takes out my target to the T, and then goes lower. Usually I would have my targets at these lows because of the fact that we've got equal lows right there. However, price on Monday decides to continue higher one more time, and then finally we had Fed speaking at 6:55 p.m. or UK time, and just as the Fed spoke, we got this drop. So I'm just glad that I got out straight away, because I wouldn't have been able to handle that drawdown going into it. And then since then we have just displaced lower, pulled back into it, rejected that order block, monthly time frame order block consequent encroachment one more time, and then displaced lower, continued to displace lower, took out some liquidity here where I was looking to go long, but because it's NFP on Friday, I'm expecting maybe price will pull deeper, which eventually does on going into Thursday. So we've held this liquidity, right, pulled up. I'm not sure what price will do, but this is classic channel trade for me again, and price played out to the T. Could have targeted some more. However, I'm happy with the target that I took. Potentially another trade would have been after liquidity of this high. However, this is at 6 p.m. UK time, and I'm not trading at that time, so I'm not really going to be at my desk. I was predicting price to come down to these lows at the very least, so I would have had to hold that trade through this drawdown. I had my stops up here somewhere at 50 anyway, so gave myself enough breathing room, I believe. And then I got out, where was it? Right there. It was I guess it was a 1-to-1 rather than 1.7-to-1 that I entered. Another trade could have been, because my drawn liquidity was down, initially down to these lows, and then price comes down, holds it with this strong bearish candle, and then comes into this fair value gap, holds that fair value gap, fails to make a new retest, and then starts to displace lower. Honestly, no, there's no trade. I'm not going to try and force some trade that I don't really understand. So yeah, for me, that was a good trade. Potentially look to capitalize on it more, but that's because of the news coming out of Fed speaking at 6:55. So if I was going to take a trade like this and there was news like that coming out in the evening, I would want to give myself enough room to breathe and then target, some lows. But apart from that, yeah, good trade.